The Vatican recently released a document giving guidance on handling of the cremains of our loved ones. Bishop Clyde Harvey explained this document does not reduce the dignity of our loved ones.
In 2016, they had put out a document on cremations, affirming that Catholics can be cremated, but also saying a few things that some people felt difficult. Today, what they're doing is they're affirming some of that. And just let me say it briefly. First of all, we are now allowed to hold the cremains, that's a word that they use now, cremains, the cremains of a relative in a single urn, right, in the home of the deceased or relatives of the deceased. Before you had to bury it or dispose of it in some way, you were not allowed, and you're still not allowed, to scatter it. So that the business of disposing of it at sea must not be something of scattering. Why? There's a philosophical and theological reason for that. And that is very simple, that we are not people who are scattered to the wind. We are together. Our very integrity is about holding yourself together. You know, somebody say to you when they think you're going crazy, why don't you hold yourself together, man? You know, and that's symbolic. So that when somebody is cremated, we are told that you should not scatter the ashes at sea. If you want to dispose of the ashes at sea, you put it in an urn with some stones in the urn, probably if the urn itself is not heavy enough, and it sinks to the bottom of the ocean. Right? You do not scatter it over Grand Anse. In Trinidad, it used to be said that you can go up in an aeroplane and scatter it over Mayaro or wherever. No. Catholics are not supposed to do that. Right? You maintain the integrity, the wholeness of the human person together. You may decide to keep some of the ashes in the home, but if there are ashes remaining, those must be disposed of. What is being suggested, either in a common spot, you know, like one or two churches have established the wells. You know, these are wells where you pour the ashes of somebody from an urn into the well. And that well is there, it remains there forever. It's a sacred place, it's blessed, and so on.
He also gave advice on how to treat cremains we choose to keep at home.
What is also being considered is that if you do have a space in your home for ashes, it should be treated with due respect. It should be a sacred space. One suggestion is a sacred space where the ashes are prominently displayed and you have a candle that you light from time to time, but it should not be just put in a box in somebody's bedroom. You know, no.